Hey you, it's true. Should you summon for Genie? It's not easy to answer this question objectively because so far I've had just very limited observations of her on the battlefield, which is due to the fact that only 2 teams in the top 50 of EA1 are currently even using her. But arguably in itself this is already part of the answer. Sure, she's a decent support with a lot of potential if the RNG hits just right. And that is a big if, given that you have that kind of 33% probability on most of her passive side. And she just has such a low speed that makes it difficult for her to start in P1, but also from reinforcements you have to be really cautious that she doesn't just die before she even gets the turn because of a very specific vulnerability to stun, for example, but also to other status effects. Yes, there is a certain RNG in place that might prevent those from applying to her, but still, with her low speed, you really have to survive over 80 time units once she enters the battlefield. And she is vulnerable to something like Storm King Arthur's passive stun especially. Now if you are a whale, sure, get her fully awakened, get that nice Frankenstein fellowship and place her in your arena lineup. I think she is top 20 for now, probably, in terms of helping your team, but far from any of the meta breaking top SSRs we have seen released this year. Half of over 600 voters on my channel think she will go to SS tier, but honestly it wouldn't surprise me if she just comes in 1 or 2 tiers lower than that. Most likely for me right now subjectively is A tier, and besides the speed and the volatility in her performance, another thing is that you don't want to run her in a burn team, so that takes that out if you're really focused on burn. If you're running sleep, then also you don't necessarily want to have Genie wake up the enemy units. For other team types like stealth, stun and poison, she can of course provide some very good value, but even for those teams, if you are free to play, I have a very hard time recommending even getting her, because usually with these kind of generalist support type units, you're already getting some good value oftentimes from just getting 1 copy, but this is not the case for Genie. I think her survivability really depends on her surviving hits, and she definitely needs a lot of HP for that to really make that huge heal, purify heal count. That is kind of nice to observe if it works. But yeah, just don't feel like 1 copy is worth it because of that, despite of the really nice instant gift turn, which will never really go out of fashion, despite the +10 spirit, despite the potential turn cycling, a lot of ignoring that is going on, the BAM move, which can be nice if you are in crisis at 0 spirit, not so nice if you are at 10 spirit and losing 5 spirit for that kind of move. So yes, all in all, I have to say skip if you are free to play. I don't think she brings enough value to the battlefield. In wars, in certain situations, of course she can be very nice, but even there I can think of so many other units that can provide more value than her. So if there's not some drastic meta shift that somehow makes Genie more viable, I think you are safe just skipping that one and waiting for the next big unit, which might just be another top tier Cinderella. However, certainly not all is negative about Genie, and if you have her at full awakening and high power, I think she can be very annoying to deal with, and she is a support, she is an instant gift turner, etc. So something that will not really go out of fashion necessarily. Once she gets the turn, her turns are also quite fast. And so while I think she will be far from breaking into the top tier, she might just keep her utility longer than some of the top tier DPS units we have right now. That's it for now. Leave a like if you found this helpful. I very much appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching.